Hey, good afternoon. This is Dan Daniels here from New Traditions Dulcimers, Wabash Ukuleles, and the New Traditions Homestead. We've been in California for a while. Just came home, spent 3 days here back in Indiana, and we all got really sick. So pardon the voice. Everybody's under the weather quite a bit. This is the first day I've actually had a decent voice to speak with. But today is a long-awaited process of harvesting our garlic. We planted our garlic back in September and let it go throughout the winter, of course, just kind of left it alone. And it is ready now to be harvested, to be dried and cured. We will lay it out for about 3 days and let it be air dried, and then we'll hang it up in our barn and let it completely dry. That's been a great process for us here on the homestead, and it just works really well. So let's go on into the garden and I'll show you my garlic bed. Here's our onion bed, which is doing really well. There should be about 125 yellow onions in there that'll be ready to pick and harvest soon. Our tomatoes, these are Indiana Reds, and we've already got one or two, for sure one down in there. Maybe there's more in there, we'll find out. And yes, of course, the chickens all want to say hi. And then this is the garlic bed that we're going to harvest today. Scapes are up. We're not going to save the scapes this time. We're just going to kind of make this quick and clean. This is our small garden. Then on the other side of this alleyway, pathway here, that's our corn over there, our beans, and our potatoes. And the plan is that when we got back from California, I'd plant 2 more rows of corn and 2 more rows of beans. But our plans may be changing as we speak, so we're not quite sure if we're going to be planting any more vegetables or not. But anyway, let's get to the harvest of our garlic. So it's June 17th. And we planted back in September. So they've been under snow, they've been under compost, they've been just really taken care of throughout all of the winter. And you want to harvest your garlic, as I've been told, pardon the cough, shortly after the first 2 leaves on the bottom begin to die off, and the top parts of the leaves begin to brown. And that's where we're at. Our bottom 2 leaves are have died off. They're turning brown, and the tops of the leaves are also turning brown. I'll see if I can give you a better look. So there's the bottom 2 leaves right there. And then as we go up, you can see all the scapes, and the top of the leaves are starting to turn as well. So I've got my rack, which is right here. I've got my wife's Hori Hori, the best garden tool in the world, and I'm going to get busy. So come along for the ride. Yeah, well, it's toasty out here for sure. Humidity's pretty high, so I think it's time for me to sit back and grab a good bottle of water. I've got all afternoon to take care of this. We'll get it on that drying rack then put that in the barn, leave that until today's Friday, no, today's Saturday, so probably Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll go ahead and tie a bunch together and hang them up in the barn for 3 to 4 weeks, and then we're good to go. Excuse me. We are still cooking with last year's garlic, so we know we can grow a year's worth of garlic, and my wife loves to cook with garlic and she does a wonderful job with it. We both love garlic, so we've got probably another 30 cloves from last year's harvest. So we're looking good for this coming year, 23-24. Growing garlic is great. Put it in the ground in September, cover it with mulch, and walk away. We water often, not with drip irrigation, and that serves its purpose. We water for probably about an hour every other day on a drip hose, and that gives us all the nutrients that we need, and the garlic grows. So I'll be back after I cool down a little bit, head back out to the garden and take care of the last of the harvest. We have no idea what this cold or whatever we have is, but we didn't come home with it. It bit us here in Indiana. Both Patty and my brother and I, all three of us have the same thing, same symptoms. It's pretty nasty, but I think we're all on a mend. So anyway, I'll be back with the rest of the harvest and show you how we're gonna rack those garlic and set them out in the barn across my Kubota, and we'll go from there. I've had dogs running around the area bothering our chickens. It's funny how city folks will move out to the country and think that as soon as they move to the country they can let their dogs run wild and give no consideration to those of us who have any type of livestock. We just chased off, and I'll usually shoot at them. Don't try to hit them, but need to scare the dogs away from the chickens. Just had a golden retriever and a great big ugly poodle that were trying to get to my chickens just a while ago. So if you're a city kid and you think you can just move to the country without building a fence for your dog, then think twice and just try to use a little bit of common courtesy to your country neighbors, and be more humane with your own pets, because oftentimes farmers will just shoot the animal and leave it lay. They don't have time to worry about the yuppie pets running wild. So there's my 2 cents worth. Anyway, let's get back to taking care of this garlic. This is all that I've got left, so it won't take long. The garlic's in the garage, or in the barn on top of the Kubota tractor, and it's drying out. I believe there's 150 bulbs. We'll have a final count when we get them all done. I ran out of room. I had so many bulbs, so many more bulbs than we had last year, that I thought this would work just as good as we had it last year, but I think I doubled my bulbs. So we'll see what happens. I've got plenty of time. So there you go. 2023 garlic harvest, New Traditions Homestead. Lord bless you all.